Stories and Documentary Network. The Chimú civilization, flourishing along the northern coast of Peru from approximately 900 AD to 1470 AD, represents one of the most remarkable pre-Columbian societies in South America. Renowned for their sophisticated urban planning, intricate architecture, and advanced engineering, the Chimú people created a rich and enduring cultural legacy that continues to captivate scholars and enthusiasts alike. At the heart of their civilization stood the magnificent city of Chan Chan, the largest adobe city in the world and the capital of the Chimú Empire. The Chimú civilization thrived along the arid coastal region of northern Peru, encompassing the fertile valleys of the Moche and Chicama rivers. Situated between the Pacific Ocean to the west and the rugged Andes Mountains to the east, the Chimú territory extended approximately 800 kilometers along the coast, covering an area that is now part of the modern regions of La Libertad and Lambayeque. The geography of the Chimú region played a pivotal role in shaping the society and culture of the civilization. The coastal plains offered fertile soil for agriculture, while the rivers provided a vital source of water for irrigation. The proximity to the Pacific Ocean facilitated maritime trade and fishing activities, enabling the Chimú people to establish extensive networks of commerce with neighboring civilizations. Furthermore, the presence of natural resources, such as clay and sand, facilitated the construction of adobe structures, including the monumental city of Chan Chan. The surrounding deserts served as natural barriers, offering protection against potential invaders and fostering a sense of unity and cohesion among the Chimú population. The climate of the Chimú region is characterized by its arid and semi-arid conditions, with minimal rainfall and high levels of solar radiation throughout the year. Despite these challenges, the Chimú people developed sophisticated irrigation systems to harness water from the rivers and streams, allowing them to cultivate crops such as maize, cotton, beans, and squash in the fertile river valleys. One of the most remarkable features of Chimú agriculture was the utilization of raised fields, known as waru, which consisted of elevated mounds of soil surrounded by canals. These raised fields helped to mitigate the effects of flooding and waterlogging, enabling the Chimú farmers to maximize agricultural productivity in the midst of the arid coastal environment. Furthermore, the Chimú civilization practiced terrace farming on the slopes of the Andes Mountains, where they cultivated crops such as potatoes and quinoa at higher elevations. By adapting to the diverse microclimates of the region, the Chimú people were able to sustain a thriving agricultural economy that formed the foundation of their society and supported the growth of urban centers like Chan Chan. Prior to the emergence of the Chimú civilization, the coastal region of northern Peru was inhabited by several pre-Columbian cultures that laid the groundwork for subsequent developments. Among these early civilizations were the Moche, who flourished between 100 AD and 700 AD, known for their elaborate pottery, monumental architecture, and complex societal organization. The Moche people established a network of urban centers and irrigation systems along the coastal valleys, leaving behind a rich legacy of artistic and technological achievements. Another notable pre-Chimu culture in the region was the Lambayeque, also known as the Sican civilization, which thrived between 750 AD and 1375 AD. The Lambayeque people are renowned for their exquisite metalwork, particularly gold and silver artifacts, as well as their intricate burial practices, including the famous royal tombs of Sipan. The Lambayeque civilization exerted a significant influence on the cultural and artistic development of the Chimú civilization that succeeded them. The Chimú civilization emerged around the 9th century AD, following the decline of the Moche and Lambayeque cultures, and reached its zenith between the 12th and 15th centuries AD. The founding of the Chimú state is attributed to the legendary ruler Chicamo, who is said to have united the various coastal communities under a centralized authority and established the foundations of the Chimú Empire. Under the leadership of successive rulers, the Chimú civilization experienced a period of unprecedented growth and expansion. The construction of monumental architectural complexes, including the vast adobe city of Chan Chan, symbolized the wealth and power of the Chimú elite. Chan Chan served as the political, administrative, and religious center of the empire, housing tens of thousands of inhabitants within its sprawling labyrinthine walls. The Chimú civilization maintained complex diplomatic and trade relations with other contemporary civilizations in the Andean region, including the Moche, Nazca, and Wari cultures. Trade routes connecting coastal and highland regions facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultural practices, fostering a dynamic interplay of artistic styles and religious beliefs. The Chimú civilization inherited and adapted many elements of Moche culture, including artistic motifs, architectural techniques, and religious iconography. Despite occasional conflicts and territorial disputes, the Chimú and Moche civilizations coexisted and interacted peacefully for much of their respective histories. The relationship between the Chimú and Nazca civilizations is less well understood, although archaeological evidence suggests limited contact and cultural exchange between the two societies. The Nazca lines, a series of massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor of southern Peru, may have served as ceremonial pathways or markers for trade routes connecting the Nazca and Chimú regions. The governance of the Chimú civilization was characterized by a centralized political authority centered in the capital city of Chan. At the apex of Chimú society stood the supreme ruler, known as the Chimú Cacique, or Chimú King, who wielded absolute power over the empire. The Chimú Cacique was believed to have been a divine figure, imbued with spiritual authority and responsible for maintaining order and harmony within the realm. Beneath the Chimú Cacique, a hierarchical bureaucracy of administrators, priests, and military commanders assisted in the administration of the empire. Provincial governors, known as Caracas, governed the outlying regions of the empire and ensured the collection of tribute and taxes from local communities. The Chimú state maintained a sophisticated system of record-keeping and tribute allocation, enabling efficient resource management and distribution throughout the empire. Chimú society was stratified into distinct social classes, with individuals occupying different ranks and roles based on their lineage, occupation, and proximity to centers of power. At the top of the social hierarchy were the ruling elite, comprised of the royal family, nobility, and high-ranking officials who held positions of authority within the government and religious institutions. Beneath the elite class were the commoners, who comprised the majority of the population and engaged in various occupations such as farming, fishing, craft production, and trade. Although commoners had limited political power and social mobility, they played essential roles in sustaining the economic and cultural life of the empire. Slavery was also prevalent in Chimú society, with captured prisoners of war and individuals indebted to the state serving as laborers and servants for the ruling elite. Slaves performed menial tasks, such as agricultural labor, construction work, and household chores, and were considered the lowest class in Chimú society, devoid of legal rights and social status. Gender roles in Chimú society were defined by traditional norms and cultural practices that emphasized complementary roles for men and women within the household and community. Men were primarily responsible for activities such as agriculture, fishing, warfare, and leadership roles within the political and religious spheres. Male elites held positions of power and authority, participating in decision-making processes and representing their families and communities in public ceremonies and rituals. Women, while occupying subordinate positions in Chimú society, played essential roles in maintaining social cohesion and family networks. Women were primarily responsible for domestic tasks such as cooking, weaving, and childcare, as well as participating in agricultural activities and craft production. Elite women wielded influence within their households and kinship networks, serving as custodians of family wealth and prestige. Despite the division of labor along gender lines, Chimú society afforded women certain rights and privileges, including the ability to own property, inherit wealth, and participate in religious ceremonies and rituals. Women also exercised informal authority within their communities, offering counsel and support to their husbands and contributing to the social and economic well-being of their families. Agriculture formed the backbone of the Chimú economy, sustaining the population and facilitating the growth of urban centers such as Chan. The Chimú people developed sophisticated irrigation systems to cultivate crops in the arid coastal environment, harnessing water from rivers and streams to nourish their fields. One of the most innovative agricultural techniques employed by the Chimú civilization was the use of raised fields, known as waru. These raised beds of soil were surrounded by canals that allowed for efficient drainage and irrigation, enabling the cultivation of crops such as maize, cotton, beans, and squash. The raised fields helped to mitigate the effects of flooding and waterlogging, maximizing agricultural productivity in the fertile river valleys. In addition to raised fields, the Chimú people practiced terrace farming on the slopes of the Andes Mountains, utilizing stone retaining walls to create flat agricultural terraces at higher elevations. Terrace farming allowed the Chimú farmers to cultivate crops such as potatoes and quinoa in the cooler, highland regions, diversifying their agricultural output and ensuring food security throughout the empire. The coastal location of the Chimú civilization provided abundant opportunities for fishing and maritime activities, which played a vital role in the economy and dietary habits of the population. The Chimú people were skilled fishermen, utilizing nets, hooks, and harpoons to catch a variety of marine species, including fish, shellfish, and crustaceans. Fishing expeditions were conducted both along the coastline and offshore, using reed boats and rafts made from local materials such as totora reeds. Fishermen ventured into the Pacific Ocean in search of bountiful fishing grounds, returning with their catch to supply the markets and kitchens of Chan Chan and other urban centers. Maritime resources also played a crucial role in Chimú trade and commerce, as surplus fish and marine products were exchanged for agricultural goods, textiles, and luxury items from inland regions. The Chimú civilization maintained extensive networks of coastal and riverine trade routes, connecting coastal communities with highland settlements and facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas across diverse landscapes. Trade was a cornerstone of the Chimú economy, fueling the exchange of goods and resources across vast distances and fostering cultural exchange and interaction with neighboring civilizations. The Chimú civilization established extensive trade networks that linked coastal, highland, and Amazonian regions, facilitating the circulation of commodities such as textiles, ceramics, metals, and agricultural products. The city of Chan Chan served as a bustling commercial hub, where merchants from diverse backgrounds converged to buy, sell, and barter goods in bustling marketplaces and trade fairs. Local artisans produced a wide variety of crafts and manufactured goods, including pottery, textiles, metalwork, and jewelry, which were highly prized commodities in regional and interregional trade networks. In addition to local trade, the Chimú civilization engaged in long-distance trade with distant civilizations such as the Inca Empire in the south and the Amazonian tribes in the east. Trade caravans traversed rugged terrain and treacherous mountain passes, carrying goods along ancient trade routes that crisscrossed the Andean landscape. Chimú architecture stands as a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient civilization that created it. Characterized by its monumental adobe structures, intricate designs, and symbolic motifs, Chimú architecture reflects the cultural, religious, and political aspirations of the Chimú people. The Chimú civilization reached its architectural zenith during the height of its power, with the construction of magnificent urban centers, temples, palaces, and ceremonial complexes that served as the focal points of Chimú society. Chan Chan. The crowning achievement of Chimú architecture, Chan Chan was the largest adobe city in the world and the capital of the Chimú Empire. Spread over an area of approximately 20 square kilometers, Chan Chan was a sprawling metropolis comprised of 9 distinct citadels, each containing palaces, temples, reservoirs, and administrative buildings. The city was surrounded by massive walls adorned with intricate friezes, depicting mythological creatures, geometric patterns, and scenes of daily life. The Shudi complex and the Nikan Palace are among the most renowned structures within Chan Chan, showcasing the architectural grandeur and artistic sophistication of the Chimú civilization. Huaca del Sol and Huaca de la Luna. Located near the modern city of Trujillo, the Huaca del Sol and Huaca de la Luna are monumental pyramids that served as religious and ceremonial centers of the Moche and Chimú civilizations. The Huaca del Sol, or Pyramid of the Sun, is the largest pre-Columbian adobe structure in the Americas, towering over the surrounding landscape with its massive earthen walls and terraces. The Huaca de la Luna, or Pyramid of the Moon, is renowned for its well-preserved murals, friezes, and reliefs, which depict mythological figures, supernatural beings, and ritual sacrifices. Huaca Arco Iris, also known as the Rainbow Temple, Huaca Arco Iris is a ceremonial complex located in the Moche Valley, renowned for its vibrant murals and polychrome friezes. The temple complex consists of a series of adobe platforms, plazas, and chambers adorned with elaborate geometric designs, zoomorphic motifs, and anthropomorphic figures. The vibrant colors and intricate patterns of the murals reflect the artistic prowess and cultural sophistication of the Chimú civilization. The architectural achievements of the Chimú civilization are of immense significance, not only for their aesthetic beauty and technical innovation but also for their cultural and historical significance. Chimú architecture serves as a tangible expression of the collective identity, beliefs, and aspirations of the Chimú people, reflecting their reverence for nature, their gods, and their ancestors. The monumental scale and intricate detail of Chimú architecture attest to the organizational prowess and engineering ingenuity of the civilization that created it. The construction of massive adobe structures such as Chan Chan required meticulous planning, labor-intensive techniques, and a sophisticated understanding of materials and construction methods. Furthermore, Chimú architecture served practical functions as well, providing shelter, protection, and communal gathering spaces for the inhabitants of urban centers and ceremonial complexes. The layout and design of Chimú cities and temples reflected the hierarchical organization of Chimú society, with distinct zones dedicated to religious rituals, administrative affairs, and residential quarters. The artistic expressions of the Chimú civilization encompass a rich and diverse array of mediums, including pottery, textiles, and metalwork, which showcase the cultural sophistication and artistic prowess of the Chimú people. Pottery. Chimú pottery is renowned for its exquisite craftsmanship, intricate designs, and symbolic motifs. Chimú ceramics often feature geometric patterns, stylized animals, and mythological creatures, rendered in bold earth tones and vibrant colors. Common pottery forms include stirrup spout vessels, effigy jars, and ceremonial vessels used in religious rituals and everyday life. Textiles. Textile production was a central component of Chimú culture, with skilled artisans employing traditional techniques such as spinning, dyeing, and weaving to create intricate textiles of exceptional quality and beauty. Chimú textiles feature complex geometric patterns, elaborate borders, and symbolic motifs inspired by nature, mythology, and religious beliefs. Textiles served as status symbols, ceremonial garments, and offerings to the gods, reflecting the social and cultural significance of textile production in Chimú society. Metalwork. Chimú metalwork is characterized by its fine craftsmanship, precision, and decorative embellishments. Chimú artisans excelled in the art of metallurgy, producing intricate objects such as jewelry, ornaments, and ceremonial items using gold, silver, copper, and alloys. Chimú metalwork often features elaborate filigree work, repoussé techniques, and intricate designs inspired by nature, religion, and mythology. Religion played a central role in Chimú culture, shaping beliefs, rituals, and social practices that permeated all aspects of daily life. The Chimú people worshipped a pantheon of gods and spirits, including deities associated with the sun, moon, earth, water, and fertility, who were believed to exert control over the forces of nature and the cycles of life and death. Ceremonial rituals and offerings played a crucial role in appeasing the gods and ensuring the prosperity and well-being of the community. Religious ceremonies were conducted by priests and shamans in temples, pyramids, and sacred sites, where rituals such as animal sacrifice, libations, and offerings of food and textiles were performed to honor the gods and seek their blessings. One of the most important religious sites in Chimú culture was the Templo Mayor in Chan Chan, a vast ceremonial complex dedicated to the worship of the Chimú gods and ancestral spirits. The Templo Mayor served as the spiritual center of the empire, where priests conducted elaborate rituals and ceremonies to ensure the divine protection and favor of the gods. Funerary practices were an integral part of Chimú culture, reflecting beliefs about death, the afterlife, and the continuity of the soul beyond the physical realm. Chimú burials were elaborate affairs, with the deceased often interred with grave goods, offerings, and personal belongings to accompany them on their journey to the next life. Chimú burial sites, such as the Huaca de la Luna and the Huaca del Sol, contain elaborate tombs, crypts, and burial chambers adorned with murals, reliefs, and ceremonial artifacts. Elite individuals were often buried with precious metals, ceramics, textiles, and jewelry, symbolizing their status and wealth in the afterlife. The Moche culture, which preceded the Chimú civilization, also left behind a wealth of funerary artifacts and burial sites, including the famous royal tombs of Sipan. These tombs contain an extraordinary array of gold, silver, and precious artifacts, providing valuable insights into Moche religious beliefs, social hierarchy, and cultural practices. The Chimú civilization made significant advancements in engineering, particularly in the construction of monumental adobe structures and irrigation systems. Chimú engineers developed innovative techniques for building massive earthen walls, temples, and urban centers using sun-dried bricks made from locally sourced materials such as clay, sand, and water. The construction of Chan Chan, with its intricate network of walls, courtyards, and chambers, stands as a testament to the engineering ingenuity of the Chimú people. Chimú agriculture relied on sophisticated irrigation systems and innovative farming techniques to sustain the population and support urban centers. The use of raised fields, or waru-waru, allowed Chimú farmers to cultivate crops in the fertile river valleys while minimizing the risk of flooding and waterlogging. Terrace farming on the slopes of the Andes Mountains enabled the Chimú people to exploit diverse microclimates and maximize agricultural productivity in the challenging terrain of the highlands. Chimú metalworkers were skilled artisans, renowned for their mastery of metallurgy and craftsmanship. Chimú artisans produced a wide variety of metal objects, including jewelry, ornaments, ceremonial items, and tools, using techniques such as casting, hammering, and soldering. Gold, silver, copper, and alloys were used to create intricate designs and decorative motifs inspired by nature, mythology, and religious beliefs. Chimú metalwork reflects the cultural sophistication and artistic creativity of the civilization, serving as symbols of wealth, status, and prestige. Several factors contributed to the decline of the Chimú civilization, including environmental degradation, political instability, and external threats. Deforestation and soil depletion caused by intensive agriculture and urban expansion led to environmental degradation and reduced agricultural productivity, undermining the economic foundation of the empire. Internal power struggles and social unrest weakened the centralized authority of the Chimú state, creating opportunities for rival factions and external adversaries to challenge its dominance. The expansion of the Inca Empire into the coastal region of Peru posed a significant threat to Chimú sovereignty and territorial integrity, culminating in the conquest and subjugation of the Chimú people by the Inca ruler, Pachacuti, in the late 15th century AD. The collapse of the Chimú civilization had far-reaching consequences for the region, including the loss of political autonomy, cultural identity, and economic prosperity. The conquest of Chan Chan and other Chimú urban centers by the Inca Empire resulted in the destruction of monumental structures, looting of precious artifacts, and displacement of the Chimú population. Many Chimú elites were executed or enslaved, and their lands and resources were confiscated by the Inca rulers, further consolidating Inca control over the region. The decline of the Chimú civilization also had social and psychological impacts on the population, as communities struggled to adapt to the loss of their traditional way of life and cultural heritage. Despite its eventual collapse, the legacy of the Chimú civilization endures in the archaeological ruins, cultural traditions, and artistic achievements that bear witness to its remarkable achievements. The architectural marvels of Chan Chan and other Chimú sites continue to inspire awe and fascination, attracting tourists, scholars, and artists from around the world. The artistic and technological innovations of the Chimú civilization laid the foundation for future Andean cultures, influencing the development of Inca art, architecture, and engineering. The decline of the Chimú civilization also serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of human societies and the importance of sustainable development, environmental stewardship, and cultural preservation in safeguarding the legacies of past civilizations for future generations. The enduring legacy of the Chimú civilization serves as a testament to the creativity, resilience, and cultural richness of the Andean peoples. From the monumental city of Chan Chan to the vibrant textiles and intricate metalwork, the Chimú civilization represents a pinnacle of artistic and technological achievement in ancient Peru. Despite the challenges and adversities they faced, the Chimú people forged a vibrant and dynamic society that left an indelible mark on the landscape of South America. As we reflect on the legacy of the Chimú civilization, let us celebrate their achievements, honor their memory, and continue to explore the wonders of the ancient world. Through the preservation and understanding of ancient civilizations, we enrich our understanding of human history, foster cultural appreciation and mutual respect, and reaffirm our shared humanity across time and space. May the legacy of the Chimú civilization inspire us to cherish and protect the cultural heritage of all peoples, and to seek wisdom and understanding in the stories of the past.